Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In the earlier session, we had looked into tuples packing and unpacking. And in today's session, let's look into the various operations which we can perform on the tuples. So the various operations which we can perform on tuples are finding out the length of the tuple, concatenating two tuples, repetition of a tuple, that is when we multiply, if we specify a number, it gets repeated so many times. Then looping in tuples, membership in tuples, the count and index methods in tuples, finding out the maximum element in the tuple, finding out the minimum element in the tuple, and how to represent a single element in tuple. So firstly, let's go into the length, how to find the length of the tuple. For this, we have to specify the keyword len, and then I'm having two tuples, tuple 1 and tuple 2. Tuple 1 is having 1, 2, 3 and 4 as their elements. Tuple 2 is having 10, 20, 30 and 40 as its elements. Now, if I want to find the length of tuple 1, I have to just specify len and then tuple 1. Then when I print it, I get the length equal to 4 because there are 4 elements in tuple 1. Similarly, length of tuple 2 if we specify, we again get 4 because there are 4 elements in tuple 2. So now let's move on to the concatenation. Concatenation and repetition I had covered in the previous session also. Let's recap it now. So concatenation is nothing but the symbol is the plus symbol. The operator is the plus operator. So when we want to concatenate two tuples, we go in for this concatenation. So if I give tuple 1 plus tuple 2, then the contents of tuple 1 and tuple 2 will be concatenated. Always concatenation happens between two tuples. We cannot say tuple 1 plus 2. We cannot have a numeric integer added to a tuple. Only tuple 1 plus tuple 2 is valid. Tuple 1 plus 2 is not a valid concatenation operation. So we should basically have two tuples in order to do the concatenation. So now my output will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 10, 20, 30 and then 40. So the two tuples have been concatenated, and this is the result of the concatenation of tuple 1 with tuple 2. So we should have two tuples to do the concatenation. We cannot do it with an integer. Now let's go on for the repetition. Repetition is nothing but tuple 1 into 2. For this repetition, we cannot repeat using two tuples. It should be a tuple and an integer value. So when I give tuple 1 into 2, the contents of tuple 1 will be repeated twice. So the output would be 1, 2, 3, 4 and again 1, 2, 3 and then 4. So it has been repeated twice. Tuple 1 into 2 repeats the contents of the tuple 1 twice, and the output will be in this particular format. So one thing we have to remember here is for concatenation, it should happen between two tuples, and for repetition, it should happen within a tuple and an integer value. Now let's go on to the fourth concept, that is looping. We have already seen the control structures, how we loop. So for looping within the tuple, we have to go for the for loop. For number in tuple 1, for number in tuple 1, print number. So when I give this, it iterates over the tuple 1 and it prints each and every element in tuple 1. So the output would be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So my output would be in this particular format. Initially, it will take 1 as the first item. It will print number, that is 1. It will iterate to the next item and it will print 2. It will iterate to the next item and print 3, and it will iterate to the last item and print 4. And once the items of the tuple has been executed, it comes out of the for loop. Now let's go on to the membership operator. For membership, if I say 4 in tuple 1, so it is checking if 4 is present in tuple 1. So is 4 in tuple 1? In is the membership operator. 4 in tuple 1, yes, it is present. So it will return a boolean value equal to true. If I say 5 in 5 not in tuple 1, even for this it will return the boolean value true, because 5 is not in tuple 1. In and not in are the membership operators. And now let's see the count built-in method. For the count, we had seen in list that it will return the number of occurrences of the element specified in the count parameter. So if I say tuple 1 dot count, and then if I specify 3, so it will check how many times 3 is appearing in the tuple. Tuple can have duplicate values, so it will check how many times 3 is appearing in my tuple 1. In my case, it is appearing only once, so the count will return the value equal to 1. So tuple 1 dot count of the element 3 returns the value 1, because 3 is appearing only once in the tuple. Now let's go on to the another built-in method, that is the index method. So if I give tuple 1 dot index, and if I give the element 3, it will return the index value where the element is present. So my 3 is present at 0, 1, 2, second index. So it will return the index value 2. So it will return 2 as the output. Now let's go on to the maximum method, maximum of the tuple. For this I have specified max and then tuple 1. So when I give max of tuple 1, it will return the maximum element, that is 4. So it will return the value as 4. Now minimum of a tuple. So if I give minimum of tuple 2, if I give tuple 2 minimum value, so minimum value in tuple 2 is 10. So it will return the value equal to 10. And now how to represent a single element in tuple. In tuples, we have to represent a single element in this particular manner, that is Python, and then we have to insert a comma. This is how we represent. If there is only one item called Python, then we have to append it with a comma, then only it will be represented as a tuple, or it will consider this as a string. So for representing a single element in tuple, after the first item, we have to append a comma. So these were the different built-in operations which we have performed on the tuples data type. Hope so friends, it is clear for you. That the length, finding out the length of the tuple, concatenation of two tuples, repetition of a tuple, looping in tuple, membership in and not in, checking whether it's present or not present, the count built-in method, the index built-in method, finding out the maximum element in the tuple, finding out the minimum element in the tuple, and how to represent a single element in tuple. So hope so friends, it is clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.